All right, this video is just a refresher for any of you who may have been absent or forgotten your binder on a certain day and just need to make sure you have everything in the right place. If you haven't already, you want to make sure that English 1 and then your name are on the front of your binder. They could either be written on in Sharpie or you could write it on a piece of paper and fit it in the front cover here. When you open it up, you want to have your composition book on the left-hand side. You might also have some of those influencer project appreciation cards in here. And then mine isn't a great example. I ran out of handouts of the syllabus, but you should have your syllabus in here on the very top of all of your dividers. First is your launches section. There's no table of contents for that. You'll just have the 2 launch papers. The first week's one should be on the bottom, and this week's one should be on the top. Here's your reading table of contents. Whenever you need to, just pause and make sure that yours looks like mine. You should have all the same things written here and in the same order that I do. As you're going through, when you flip the page, you should see your Superman and Me tracker first, and then the Superman and Me text, and then Intro to Paraphrasing. I have a second copy just for both my classes, but you just have one, and then the independent reading book list. As you're going through this video, if you find there's any handouts that you are missing, just write them down on a separate piece of paper or maybe on your launch sheet or on a post-it note, whatever you have, because you will need to find those handouts. If they're handouts from this week, they'll be back in the absent binder. But if they're from last week or the week before, they'll be in the basket on my desk that says extra handout. So on Fridays, I just empty out the absent binder, put those handouts in the extra handouts binder. So if there's anything you're missing, it's your responsibility to come see me outside of class and make sure that you have it. Let's move on to the writing section. You should have 3 things here. Pause whenever you need to make sure that your table of contents looks like mine. Then when you flip the table of contents page, you'll see the peer feedback form first. You'll see the imagery practice next. You'll see the I am from poems packet on the bottom. Vocab and grammar is empty. We haven't added anything to that yet. Your other section has quite a bit of stuff in it. Pause the video whenever you need to make sure that your table of contents looks like mine. Then as you're going through, you'll see your rubric first. If you just presented the other day and I still have your rubric, then you won't see yours, but everyone else, you should have it. And then the learning zone versus performance zone handout, intro to code switching, your peer contact list, yours will be filled out, your sample interview, your participation reflection, your influencers project handout, your unit 0 overview, and then your student welcome letters. You shouldn't have anything in the front or back pockets except for your composition notebook and then those influencer project appreciation cards. If there's anything for another class, that needs to be put in a separate binder. And then if there's anything that you've just stuffed in the side and haven't organized, now is the time to make sure it's organized. I will be collecting these once a unit and grading you on your organization and completion. So you want to make sure everything is in the right place. Now is the time to do that. Again, if you're missing any handouts, you want to write those down somewhere, maybe in an extra space at the bottom of your launch or on a post-it note or another piece of paper. You might write down Intro to Paraphrasing because you're missing it. It's your responsibility to come during my office hours and get that handout.